All right, let's talk about UFC Fight Night 140 out in Buenos Aires, Argentina. We got a co-main event of Ricardo Lamas versus Darren Elkins. Now, for this fight, we do have odds. Lamas comes in at about -230. Elkins comes back at about +175. Please shop around. All the different houses tend to vary come fight week. All right, goes. These are some featherweights. Mix it up. I know it's one of your favorite divisions. What do you see going down in this encounter?
I love this matchup, but my problem here is both fighters are really good fighters, but Darren Elkins, his philosophy of just being able to take a few to give a few, I don't think that works with a guy like Ricardo Lamas. He makes you pay. He's a very patient fighter, and when he does unleash, it's very calculated, and I think he's going to stay out of trouble. I don't know that he'll be able to finish Darren Elkins, but I think he will get the job done.
Okay. You know, in this fight with Elkins, you're right. He doesn't go away. You basically have to be ready to fight all 15 minutes, and Elkins is pretty tough on the ground, and I think that's his best path to victory. However, I think Lamas also has the ability to shut that down. I like Lamas to stand up a little bit more than Elkins, and that's why I'm leaning towards towards Lamas. However, I think I'm just gonna enjoy this one as a fan and not bet Lamas, because -230 is kind of getting up there, and I felt like the line should be a little bit tighter. I think both guys have done pretty well for themselves in the last 10 years, and anything can happen. Now, when you got two guys going to another hemisphere, another continent, and having to adapt, you just don't know what's the variable that might make a difference in a fight like this between two, ranked fellas like these two. But I'm still leaning towards Lamas, and I think it's going to go to a decision. Dan, Tom, finish things off. What do you see going down in the co-main event?
I second your thoughts on the odds. I mean, let's be honest, with any Elkins fight, the odds are the same. We can just crumple them up and throw them out the window, because you know that Elkins is going to be the dog, for one. But two, you know he's a live dog. I mean, you can never count Darren Elkins out. One of the most fun win streaks to watch. He had a 6-fight winning streak until he ran into the quiet dark horse of the featherweight division. Everybody's talking about Zabit, of course, but Alexander Volkanovski is a guy to watch out for. I mean, that is the proverbial Khabib of the division, if you ask me. Darren Elkins ran into him. It was a bad matchup there, whereas Lamas really needs the win. He is another veteran himself who is still alive and in there, still a contender, but coming off 2 losses in a row, also to a contender. Granted, it was a contender that Elkins beat in Mirsad Bektik, but another guy talked about, and that fight could have gone Lamas' way. He was just a couple mistakes from having it go his way. He talked about it here on our show. But at the end of the day, I'm still siding with Lamas, even though he's coming off 2 losses compared to Elkins 1. I think it comes down to layers, and it's the right kind of layers. Striking, Lamas likes to circle on the outside, likes to kick, keep at distance, which is not a bad idea against a guy like Elkins. You don't want to get near him. His striking's improved, and obviously we know he can grapple. But if he does get in a grappling range, unlike distance strikers before, Lamas doesn't have to worry about that. He can wrestle in the clinch. And if he goes to the ground, Lamas is good on top, bottom, and in the scramble. A really good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, not just a wrestler. So I'm going to go with Lamas, but I think it's going to be a competitive decision. I wouldn't be comfortable having money on either side of this fight.
There you have it. There's our breakdown for UFC Fight Night 140. That's the co-main event taking place on Saturday, and that one is a Fox Sports 1 offering. We all got Lamas. Goes thinks there'll be a finish. We think it might go to a decision. You'll have to tune in and check it out yourselves.